Hi, this is George Alger, and welcome to today's segment of Our Ventura TV. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 bands list, and that has been formed by Music and Art for Youth, and we also have Medicine Hat, one of the members of that top bands list. So welcome, folks.
Thank you, George.
Thanks for having us.
Let's start right with you, Saint Pierre, as the founder of Music and Art for Youth. Could you comment on what that is?
Yes, Music and Art for Youth is a nonprofit 501c3 that's been established doing the concerts and art shows since 2009.
Okay, cool. And then we have Medicine Hat here with us, but just to make sure we tie this in all really cozy, what is the top 10 bands list?
Top 10's band list, it started about 6 months ago regarding top level performance bands, mainly based in Ventura.
Okay.
And so in 2016, we're promoting these bands with email and these kinds of things on the website and introducing people to great performing artists like Medicine Hat.
All right, well, let's take it away. So, Robert and Michelle, tell us your full names, and if there's any other folks in the band, let's get their names too.
My name is Michelle Votrian.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm Robert Ramirez.
Okay.
I play guitar, sing, write. Michelle sings, plays a little guitar also.
A little
Percussion. Yeah. Our band is always changing these days. You know, we started off with a set. It was a tight little 4-piece, but changes constantly. We have different people that we bring in. Sometimes we play acoustic shows. Sometimes we play full band. It just depends what's available, who's available, and what the show is.
Now, I know a lot of artists do not like to have their work categorized in any way, but regardless, for viewers who may not have heard your music, is there a way that you might, at least present the type of music that you're doing?
I think we usually go with Americana. It's the broadest that encompasses kind of a little bit of everything we do.
Americana covers what?
Rock, alt country, a little bluesy, a little bit of everything.
Cool.
So, yeah.
And are you guys from Ventura?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Then, so let's tie it back into the top 10 bands list, so which is the topic. So, Saint Pierre, how did this come about?
Well, Robert and Michelle really qualify for the top best bands list, and I think that I really had a lot of favor toward their genre of music. I did a music review that said it was Americana psychedelic country rock.
I love that.
It was just like country rock, But the thing is that when I was 9 years old, that's when I started the entertainment business. Mom and Daddy had a country western bar, so it's always been kind of favorable toward that from my background. And of course, country western evolved into the country rock that it is today. And these two present that in such what I think is an original alternative manner that grabs the audience, and their newest CD is proof of that.
Cool. Well, I mean,
kind words. They are. Yeah.
It's
true.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys have been performing for some amount of time. And then there's lots of artists who are also trying to pursue some attention, move along with their career. But you guys are doing something that is resonating with a lot of people. Are you able to put your finger on the pulse of what that is?
I don't know. I've been back up a quick second. I've been playing music for all my adult life. So number one, I never thought that at this point in my life that I would be playing and performing music that I've written. As opposed to just being a cover band or something. So I think what does it is, like, we do an open mic night here in town at a local club. We do it like once a month or so, and we go in there, we always get the best reception because I think what we play is different, but it's also familiar, It's like there's something about a song, like Pierre said, that just grabs you, like reminds you of when you were a kid or something.
Yes.
And it might not be a karaoke version of we're this country band or whatever, but we have these little bits and pieces of things that people do resonate, So, thoughts on that?
I think all the songs tell a story too that people can connect with, and you know,
and that
speak to
We
them
do
in
like
one way
the
or another.
stories. Yeah, we like writing stories.
Yeah,
it's
so
a
writing
two-way
is- we love that
connection
part.
too, because I've been in your audience several times, and that connection needs to be two-way.
Yeah.
And and you give that in a performance.
It's hard to do, and that varies on the show. There's times when we just like, we just fall into our little thing, and it's hard as a performer you have to find somebody
Sure.
out there that you can connect with and,
Yes,
and
exactly.
reach out to, break out of your little bubble that you're
And I think we
existing
work
in.
hard at doing that, though, making that connection. It's important.
Cool. Now, so I got that you're both writers. Are you co-writers on a lot of the music, or do you each just simply write different songs that you both perform on?
It varies.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of them, you bring in, and some of them he
work
brings in
together.
part of it and then says, "Okay, help me finish this. I'm stuck here," or some we start together, but
I go
some
through
you just bring
periods
in
of
done.
being,
It's-
I'll go
it
through periods
varies.
of being really prolific
Yeah.
and all. This, in part, was written like song after song. They just started coming in, and some of them were this is a song, and it was done. Like that night, I wrote it, and I had it exactly done. Brought it to rehearsal the next day, and here's a song, And then I had other ones where they were just maybe it was just an idea. It's like I'm stuck on this one, It's like help me. And some of mine, it's like here's a verse or chorus. Here's a line. Help me finish this thing, So. They've all been a little bit different, but yeah, for the most part, I think we both have our hand or our stamp in all the songs, one way or the other, definitely.
Good. Saint Pierre, speak a little bit about how folks are they come on this top bands list.
Right. Well, of course, there's originality and quality and seasoned musicianship, as well as the material and really the quality of performance.
And who's making this evaluation?
We have our whole board at Music and Art for Youth, aka Concert Art Shows, and basically out there doing the music reviews, taking a segment of a live performance show and given the criteria so that we can identify within the local community the absolute best performing artists.
Okay, all right. So we have your CD here. I was wondering if you could just comment on it.
We're real proud of that. Yeah, a year ago we went into the studio. We had all the material done. Some of the songs we'd only been playing for a very short amount of time when we went into the studio. Laid down rough tracks, basics, bass and drums, and got to work on everything else. Finished. It was about almost 5 months of recording. Again, we had some guest musicians come in. We've got a good friend of ours that plays pedal steel and violinist and a very talented local musician played some guitar parts for us as well. So it was a long process, and then mixing for a month plus. We released it in midsummer, I guess, June or something last year,
Right.
and really just spent the rest of the year playing. And it's one thing doing it in the studio; it's another thing taking it out and playing it. And some of those shows we did with full band. Some of it we're playing these brand new songs, just her and I acoustic, and different musicians every time. So we're kind of learning it and relearning it as we go, But it's 9 songs. Kind of tells a story. I used to write in third person because it was easier to tell. Well, there's this guy named Gary, you tell these stories. These ones I took more of a personal approach, whether it was directly about an experience or just something that I see in my head that I'm creating a little. But I think they're all like, I don't know, love lost and love found and broken hearts and all kinds of, just art. They make great stories. We don't sing about happy sunny days or anything, we just like sad songs. I call them beautiful sad songs, It's like that Brian Wilson thing, he can, this gorgeous harmony, but it's like a really sad thing, but it's like you're drawn to it, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. And you mentioned there's something that grabs.
Well,
and that's the country thing too.
I gotta tell you that we've got to mention the lead guitar, especially when you're doing the group thing. I mean, there's emotion in that, and there's feeling in that comes through even beyond, the lyrics and all. So
it takes both. It's,
yes,
you can have great lyrics, but the music has to do that. And you're
Maybe
really
going back to what you said before, what speaks to people in the audience, and I think that's part of it. You know, he always plays from the heart, and you can feel that when he plays.
I'm really humble when it comes to that. Like, I'm always apologizing because I'm a simple player. That's like I always relate. It's like Neil Young or that kind of thing. But he's a good example. It's like he might not be this like amazing technical person, but man, he plays with heart. And,
you feel it.
Yeah. There's something going on.
Maybe some inspirations here.
Oh, big time, big time. Yeah.
I wonder if you could make a quick comment on the Ventura music scene in general, just simply because you're out there performing in Ventura. I mean, just to sort of set that up, I mean, in speaking with other artists, it's like, okay, Ventura at least has a number of places that you can play, all right?
Sure. And it's not a bad town to be playing in. I mean, I've seen it better. I've seen Ventura better. I've seen Santa Barbara better back in the early '90s. There was a really good music scene, but it's good right now. And Pierre talks about that a lot. There's some.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've got some venues that are really, really supportive of local bands, whether it be a solo singer-songwriter performer or really big dance type bands or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of cool venues in town that are
and some new ones coming up too. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think you mentioned, I mean, I think if the quality of the performance is there, you got to work for it. You got to earn that, and you can have good songs, but you have to present it. And it's a two-way street. I hear bands like, oh, nobody pays, nobody wants bands to play, this, that, and the other. It's a bit of a sob story, but it's a two-way street. We work really hard to promote our shows, and we go out and we support other bands, we support venues, and consequently, I think people recognize that in us, and it's business. You help each other out.
well, just pull a little bit more information out from me, because one of the comments that I've had in the past was that, okay, yeah, so the music industry has its challenges.
Oh, definitely.
And finances is certainly one of them, but this person was making the case that at least in Ventura, what he was saying is he gets paid more than in LA. And I don't know, is that still true? That was a couple years ago.
I think it would depend on the artists and the venues and the genre of the music, if I may. I can say this. I remember back in say like 91, 92, I had a band, and it was similar to what we're doing, very Americana. We had a little bit of a hillbilly, rockabilly thing to it, had a female singer. We had kind of like a Chris Isaac meets rockabilly sort of thing. It was a neat band. At any rate, we would bring in bands from down south, LA and Orange counties, Big Sandy and the Fly Right Boys, bands like that played roadshow revival, stuff like that. We would get them in to play shows with us in Ventura. They loved it because they would go home with, we made enough to pay them a few $100 and pay ourselves. They were like, hey, it was worth the piling into the van and driving for an hour and a half. Consequently, they would get us gigs in LA. We played Palomino and North Hollywood, really cool places. So there was a teamwork thing, but yes, they didn't make a lot of money in the LA venues, I guess, and I don't know if it's still the same way. Again, I think it might depend on the genre of the music. Yeah,
and certainly top talent is getting paid what they get paid. But I was really referring to sort of a local feel.
Locally, it's not bad. It's you're not gonna. I don't know.
It's fun.
We couldn't make a living doing it, but we're certainly having fun. We all have careers.
All right. Well, that's well done. We're just about out of time. Let's end here with a summating message to the viewers, and if there's a website that viewers could go to for more information.
Okay, great. Well, I just want to let everyone know that they can go to concert art shows for direct links to all the bands, including Medicine Hat. And in 2016, if they want to get an email about their next show or an announcement, or get onto Facebook so that we can get all the connections together with Medicine Hat and Top 10's Bands List, that they can go to our website to do so, and they'll experience Top Best Band.
So the website
is concertartshows.org. And I'll have to just mention, medicinehatmusic.net for a direct link, but Top 10 Bands List is on concertartshows.org, and it'll always have a direct link to this band.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
List.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you folks for being here today, and we're going to have to end off right now.
Thank you.
Thanks, George.
All right. So this is George Alger signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until I meet again.